The quadrennial year ended in June 2022, with the then administration giving a report of their stewardship during the above-mentioned period. Subsequently, a new president, administrators, directors, and the conference executive committee members were selected. Immediately following, a 3-day strategic planning retreat was held in Runaway Bay, St. Ann on Tuesday, July 12 to Thursday, July 14, 2022. The Central Jamaica Conference Executive Committee voted on 6 strategic imperatives and a theme for the quadrennium, as well as the full slate of pastoral district assignments for the 2022 to 2026 quadrennium. Evangelism, discipleship, and conservation. Our focus to equip and share the gospel of Jesus saw us conducting 3 Bible Workers training sessions to prepare for the Christ for the Crisis evangelistic series. In addition to this, a 2-week revival series was held as we prepared for the month-long series from September 3 to October 1, 2022, with evangelist Everett Brown, president of the Jamaica Union.
A sinner cannot stray too far from God, that God cannot bring him back. My God is awesome.
The man of God delivered power-packed messages, and hearts were turned to Christ. During the series, a health expo was also done, and over 50 persons were impacted. Week of Prayer and Lay Preachathon were the final evangelistic thrusts for the last quarter. We concluded the year 2022 with camp meeting and Lay Institute at the Camp Verley site after being online for 2 consecutive years. The main speaker, Dr. Keith Morris, encouraged and motivated our members and leaders as we increased our focus on evangelism in 2023. The first mega campaign was the Christ to the World Gospel Series, held in Sakaba Pen, Old Harbour, St. Catherine, with evangelist Pastor Neville Barrett, CJC president.
I said, it's any time now. I've been preaching the thus said the Lord to let you know that sooner will be done of the trouble of the world, and Jesus gonna come to call his children. I said, brothers and sisters, get ready. Get ready, for Jesus is coming soon.
Second was the Hope Beyond Tomorrow Gospel Series, held in Mineral Heights, Clarendon, with Pastor Everett Smith, Publishing Director, CJC. The third and final campaign was the Jesus is the Answer Gospel Series, held on Mayday Road, Mandeville, Manchester, with evangelist and Pastor Stephen Gates of the USA. These men of God delivered power-packed messages, and hearts were turned to Christ. At the end of these series, 324 precious souls were baptized. The lay preachers were also mobilized, and 13 local church campaigns were held, resulting in 230 baptisms. God blessed the collaborative efforts of pastors, lay workers, literature evangelists, medical missionaries, Bible workers, youth and children, and other members. And to date, over 1,905 precious souls have surrendered their hearts to God when compared to last year's 1,200 for the same period. Spiritual growth and Christian conduct. 2023 started with a historic 3-day Pastors and Bible Workers retreat held at Holiday Inn in St. James from January 10 to 12 with guest presenter Dr. Denton Rohn. The retreat provided the opportunity for the pastors, individually and collectively, to enthusiastically assess and evaluate work accomplished in the previous year. It also provided an opportunity for motivation and inspiration, guidance for goals set to be accomplished in the new year, and strategies on how we can better provide pastoral care and leadership to our churches and communities. We were mobilized as we prepared to launch in a new aggressive evangelistic advance of unprecedented magnitude. The conference connected with the members and leaders in local churches through several conventions, including one for each of the 3 parishes, 3 for new believers, and a men's convention. The in-gathering campaign was met with success, and a total of $27,276,052.75 was collected, and we say to God be the glory. The Seventh-day Adventist SDA Church in White Shop, Clarendon, joyfully dedicated the completed church building to God on Sunday, August 21, 2022. Meanwhile, Mount Prospect Mandeville dedicated their completed church building on Sunday, January 11. The Dunsinane congregation also broke ground for a new church building, while 3 new Sabbath schools were planted. The CJC website, which serves as a repository for resource documents, news articles, and more, received a much-needed update. We updated the graphical interface to represent the identity standards set by the General Conference. Extra web pages were added, such as the CJC Online Church, job opportunities, and Bible study. The update has also made the website more mobile-friendly and has improved functionality and visual appearance, creating a better browsing experience for all users. We experienced growth in online subscriptions and viewership on our social media platforms. To date, there are 24,700 subscribers to our CJC Online Church YouTube channel and over 6,500 on the CJC Prayer platform. There are 18,421 followers on Facebook and 2,063 on Instagram. Humanitarian Service and Development. The Southern New England Conference Youth Department partnered with the Central Jamaica Conference Youth, Children, and Adolescents Ministries Departments for a mission trip themed Now is the Time from April 13 to 23, 2023 in the new Longsfield District of Churches in Clarendon. 43 missionaries joined our conference and engaged in an evangelistic campaign, Vacation Bible School, and 2 church renovations. Special thanks to Pastors Teddy Williamson and Daniel Velez for their leadership and support. Through the Global Youth Day initiative, our youth addressed the social needs of members and communities. On March 20, 2023, youth in the parishes of St. Catherine, Clarendon, and Manchester brought Jesus to the streets to give hope to those who are alone, demonstrating that love is a verb. Senkanuka is one of many camp events organized to engage youth in physical and spiritual exercises that help them develop and interact in a safe and healthy environment. This year, they resumed face-to-face camp since the COVID-19 pandemic. The camp took place in the usual 3 installments. Teens aged 13 to 17 from July 18 to 25, juniors aged 6 to 12 from July 25 to August 1, and seniors aged 18 and over from August 1 to 8. Over 500 youth were impacted. On August 26, 2023, in keeping with the church's End It Now initiative, 2 marches heralded a call to end violence and abuse in Jamaica. The marches were held in the town center of Spanish Town, St. Catherine, and the Treadlight community in Clarendon. In an initiative aimed at supporting local children and their families as they prepare to return to school, the Education Department of the Central Jamaica Conference, CJC, hosted a back-to-school education expo and health fair in the Campbell's Castle community. A total of 127 packages containing essential school supplies were distributed. 86 children received dental screenings and 14 children received vaccinations. Through the Ministry of Care and Compassion, we distribute food packages twice monthly. Since 2023, we have distributed 2,695 food packages. This includes what the pantry sends to Manchester and Clarendon, and 2,755 care packages to those in need. These include 325 packages made from food items received from the Adventist Development and Relief Agency ADRA and Jamaica Union. The Welfare, Health, Education, Empowerment, and Local Community Wheel Fund was not excluded from humanitarian services. Since the new quadrennium, a total of over $16,100,000, which helped us realize these goals. Health and Family Wellness. The Health Ministries Department hosted the annual H.S. Walters Health Summit, which brought more awareness to Sydenham and the adjoining communities. 3 major health fairs that served over 400 persons in Old Harbour, Linstead, and Ewerton were done, and they also facilitated an overseas mission trip in which over 200 persons participated. The health center serves over 10,000 patients and provides a caring place for pre- and postnatal care, immunization, family medicine, dentistry, psychology, and ophthalmology. The facility also welcomed a new business manager in the person of Mr. Gregory Corodas and Mrs. Celia Miller-Thomas as the first ever resident doctor. Education and training, communication, and empowerment. Central Jamaica Conference had one of the largest delegations in the whole Inter-American Division, IAD. The 1,500-plus campus participated in activities such as pin trading at the historic IAD Camporee, held April 4 to 8, 2023 at the Trelawney Multipurpose Stadium. Congratulations to our 10 campers who were baptized and 9 campers who were invested. The Women's Ministries Department hosted a virtual leadership seminar on building and engaging women's ministry with guest presenter Heather Dawn Small, Women's Ministries Director of the General Conference of Seventh-day Adventists. All CJC educational institutions participated in a week of emphasis intended to increase awareness of the relevance of Adventist Christian education. The Willowdene Group of Schools and Campbell's Castle Preparatory School are now back to full face-to-face operation, and they each saw an enrollment of 620 and 88 respectively to date. The PEP results for both Willowdene Preparatory School and Campbell's Castle were at a 100% rate, with students being placed on Pathway 1 or 2. One student from Willowdene Preparatory received a government scholarship. CSEC results reported for Willowdene High revealed a 79% pass rate, 16% ones, 33% twos, and 30% threes, while City and Guilds, the first time entering, had 37 entered and 29 passed with either distinction, merit, or pass. A communication weekend symposium and workshop was held from May 5 to 7, 2023 to train members for digital ministry. 206 communication secretaries and other members were trained and certified in live streaming, social media management, graphic design, and other skills. Meanwhile, the publishing ministry certified 18 literature evangelists following a 3-day training and development institute held at the Maypen SDA Church. The Sabbath School and Personal Ministries departments through the International Institute of Christian Discipleship IICD are training members for different areas of ministry within the local church. This year's cohort of over 400 students is set to complete training in September 2023. Also, during the period, 305 elders were trained in 3 sessions, which took place across the 3 parishes, and 16 elders from across the Central Jamaica Conference CJC received awards for faithful service of 30 years or more during the Jamaica Union Conference JAMU Elders Leadership Summit held June 4 at the West Jamaica Conference Center in Mount Salem, St. James. Prayer, unity, and stewardship. The prayer ministries not only prayed, they became the answer to many persons. Between January to December 2022, the ministry handed out 300 food baskets and $32,000 in love gifts, especially to seniors. They provided nurturing to new members through sponsorship to Camporee and Camp Meeting 2022 and the distribution of Great Controversy books, Bibles, and hymnals. Thank you for your faithfulness in tithes and offerings. For January to July 2023, tithe intake increased by 21.99% over the same period in 2022, and offering January to July 2023. Conference-wide development CWD offering increased by 15.26% over the same period in 2022. Using Christ's method, care, compassion, education, and love, the fires of evangelism are burning bright in the Central Jamaica Conference. Despite harsh economic challenges, migration, and the increase in crime and violence, we remain resolute in pursuit of the mission. I will go, repositioning for more.